the Glazers are going to have to leave one way or the other. They can do whatever they like. They can come out and say they're not going to sell, or they want to hold on and they might improve the club, but we as fans will not take this crap anymore. Everyone around the world knows that the Glazers are not good enough for the club, and we need new owners and we need them in quick, and we as Manchester United fans will go out there and protest. Whether you're a Manchester United fan sitting on the other side of the world, or whether you're a fan that sat outside Old Trafford, it doesn't matter. We can all protest, we can all join forces together and get the Glazers out. You can do just as much sitting in the other side of the world than we can do sat here at Old Trafford. We all need to make our voices heard. Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It is Sunday and we've got the big game against Arsenal coming up later on this afternoon. So we're going to have a quick look at the teams and see how they line up, and we're going to also discuss what to expect in this game against Arsenal today. But before we do that, please make sure you hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel to keep up to date with all the Manchester United news and opinions. But before we discuss the game against Arsenal and United, there are a few pressing issues that we need to bring to your attention. And number one is that the Glazers have apparently decided not to sell Manchester United because they want a bid that is in the region of 10 billion, and they're prepared to wait longer, for years apparently, to get that bid in for that amount, which is shocking. The only thing that I'm reading is that the Glazers do not want to sell. Now, the only positive from this story is that it's come from a source called Mail Support, which is not the most reliable source. It's a bit like the Sun newspaper we discussed a couple of weeks ago when they produced the report that Qatar were going to come in and buy the club now, and it's all confirmed. Suddenly that didn't happen, and now the same kind of story is coming out, but the opposite one, which is actually there is no sale. So I don't know whether the tabloids are just playing with the Man United fans, or whether they genuinely have sources that are telling them this kind of information. I believe it's just clickbait news. They want people to come and create a bit of hype around their newspaper, and they want clicks. It is weird because these newspapers, these journalists should understand that no one's going to trust them after this. If they keep on bringing crap out like this, the fans and the public will become aware that these sources are crap and never trust them again. So why do they keep on printing this kind of rubbish? I'm hoping that this isn't the case and the Glazers haven't decided to pull the plug on selling the club, and until a decent source doesn't come and confirm this news report, I'm not taking it very seriously. Yes, there are discussions going on behind the scenes about the sale and what's happening. And what I found out in the past month is that you cannot predict anything that the Glazers are going to do. So this is why any report saying the Glazers are doing this or the Glazers are doing that is not true. What is true is that the Glazers do want more money. We all know that. We all know that the Glazers want more money. What is true is that the club is desperate for more money. What is true that is the Glazers have ran out of money. And what is true is that the Glazers do not want to spend any more money on the club. We saw that, and it was evident in the transfer window that we've just had. Manchester United literally needed to sell players to bring in another player for £21 million, and they couldn't even get that done, and that's why they had to do Amrabat on a loan. They've had to do Reguilon on a loan. They've had to do lots of cheap business this summer transfer window just to stay under the budget. Whilst other clubs have been going out there and blowing budgets on one single player, we've had to bring in numerous amounts of players on the same budget. So that tells you where the Glazers are at right now. They're not willing to put any money down into Manchester United. The whole club is in complete disrepair. The stadium is in complete disrepair. There's no investment from the Glazers in the academy, into the training facilities, nothing. So the Glazers do want money, and they do need it desperately. I don't believe that they're going to pull out on the sale completely. I think they're looking for investment. They want someone to come in there without wanting a role in Manchester United. That's always been our case. Our sources have told us that the Glazers are not interested in selling, but they are wanting someone to come in and invest heavily into Manchester United so they can put that money towards fixing up the stadium and doing everything else. Most importantly, they want to stay in charge and in control of the club. Let us know what your thoughts are on this. Do you believe these stories or not? Or are you now suspect to these stories? You don't believe them just like we don't. You know, you've had enough of these stories coming out. We've heard so many different opinions and stories from these newspapers about what's going to happen to Manchester United this week, next week, announcement coming, announcement not coming, it's off, it's on, Qatar's in, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's won. So many different stories, and we've got hyped about every single one of those until we realise that nothing actually happens. And now this one is another story which we've heard, which I saw last night and thought, right, okay, is this genuine or not? Who knows? But what we do know is that we as fans want the Glazers to sell up, and we want them to sell up fast. And if we do not get a response from the Glazers within the next couple of months, I can tell you that the heat will be turned up fully on the Glazers and the fans will want them out. We as fans are torn because you've got to support your club, you've got to support your players, but yet you're not happy with the owners, and it's really difficult to separate these two. How can you separate the owners from the club and support the club? There are ways of doing this. We do need to be vocal about having the Glazers out at all times. We need to make it clear, no matter what happens at the club, we want the Glazers out, but yet also be fully behind Ten Hag and the team, who are doing a good job despite having an ownership and leadership like we do right now. We'll come back to this news story about the Glazers not wanting to sell, but let's first now go and preview the game against Arsenal later on this afternoon. First, we'll start off with looking at the lineups for each team, and then we'll discuss what they might be doing and who's got more of a chance of winning this game or drawing, and what the prediction could be in scores. Now, firstly, let's look at Arsenal. So looking at Arsenal, they're going to line up with Ramsdale in goal, Zinchenko as a left back, Gabriel and Saliba as the centre backs, and Ben White as their right back. Odegaard, Jorginho and Declan Rice more than likely are going to be playing in that midfield. Then you've got Martinelli and Saka on the wings, and then you've got Nketiah going through the middle as a striker. Arteta is more than likely going to bring this team out today. Arsenal did not play well against Fulham last week, so it's going to be interesting to see what their response is going to be like this week. Are they going to be hyped, or are they not going to be high on confidence? One or the other. I hope it's the latter. I hope they are not high in confidence, and I hope that knocked their confidence a bit. But let's wait and see. It could be that we get an Arsenal team ramped up and fired up to win today. That is what Arteta does. He really does like firing up the team and getting them out there. The lineup that we think Manchester United and Ten Hag are going to put out there today is Onana in goals, Reguilon as left back. Yes, Reguilon as left back. We believe that Reguilon will start as left back today. Ten Hag could still play Dalot as a left back in this game, so we'll have to wait and see whether he trusts Dalot to play that, or does he believe that Reguilon is up to speed and up to fitness to play the game. We've got Martinez and Lindelof as centre backs. Yes, Lindelof is in for the injured Varane. Big loss for us because Varane has been one of our best centre backs this season. Then we have Wan-Bissaka as right back, Casemiro and Eriksen as the holding midfielders, and then we've got Bruno playing cam, Antony and Rashford playing the wings. We believe that he may actually go with Sancho as the striker and leave Højlund on the bench to bring him on if and when needed. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens in this game, because can Manchester United play that high line against a team such as Arsenal with Saka and Martinelli, two really fast wingers who will definitely be looking for that counter-attack? Will Manchester United be brave enough to do that, or will they have to sit back a little bit? It is scary to think that Manchester United might go ahead guns blazing. It could be disastrous. We could either lose 2-3 goals, or we could pressure Arsenal and get goals ourselves, and that is a style of football that Erik ten Hag wants Manchester United to play. So let's wait and see. It's going to be really, really interesting. We are really excited about this game. I don't know about you, but are you hyped about this game, and what are your score predictions? We will not be making a score prediction on this game because we feel that our score predictions have been absolutely terrible and way off the mark. So until we cannot see a bit more of Manchester United and how they play, it's really difficult to give a score prediction. But I'm hoping that it's a tight game and Manchester United can come out there and win, but if not, at least get a draw and come back. That would be a very, very good result right now early on in the season. We'd rather not get that loss, get a draw and come back. I'd take that hands down. I don't know about you. Let us know in the comments below what you would like. Would you prefer a draw? Would you prefer a win? Or do you think it's going to be a loss and we're going to get battered? Who knows? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, so coming back to the Glazers and the breaking news. Look, we're going to put a positive spin on this news. We don't believe that this news is true, so do not get down about this. The Glazers are going to have to leave one way or the other. They can do whatever they like. They can come out and say they're not going to sell, or they want to hold on and they might improve the club. But we as fans will not take this crap anymore. Everyone around the world knows that the Glazers are not good enough for the club, and we need new owners and we need them in quick. And we as Manchester United fans will go out there and fan protest. Whether you're a Manchester United fan sitting on the other side of the world, or whether you're a fan that sat outside Old Trafford, it doesn't matter. We can all protest, we can all join forces together and get the Glazers out. You can do just as much sitting in the other side of the world than we can do sat here at Old Trafford. We all need to make our voices heard, and we need to go out there and let Manchester United know that this is unacceptable. So let's wait and see. If they do come out with we're not selling and we're going to hold on, we're going to see what's going to happen in the future, they will be in for a shock. They will be in for a surprise, because the backlash from that will be absolutely awesome. We're going to do a special show on the Glazers and the takeover in a couple of days, and we will have guests on that show, so make sure you subscribe so you can catch that. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we wish the best luck to Manchester United in the game against Arsenal. You are watching the Man United Streamer channel by the fans for the fans.